Hi, Shining Stars. I brought a book today that's a little different than the other stories that we've read. We've read The Three Little Pigs many times in our room, and we've acted it out with our little face puppets that we have. But this one's called The True Story of the Three Little Pigs. So the real story that we read is about what the pig said, and this story is about what the wolf said. So we're going to see what the wolf says and see if it's the same thing that the pigs say. And then you can decide for yourself whether you want to believe the pig's version or whether you want to believe the wolf's version, okay? Let's go over our parts of our book again. Front cover, back cover, spine. This book says it's by A. Wolf. Do you suppose the wolf's name is A. Wolf? The True Story of the Three Little Pigs. Everybody knows the story of the Three Little Pigs, or at least they think they do, but I'll let you in on a little secret. Nobody knows the real story of the Three Little Pigs because nobody's heard my side of the story. I'm the wolf, Alexander T. Wolf. You can call me Owl. I don't know how this whole big bad wolf thing got started, but it's all wrong. Maybe it's because of our diet. Hey, it's not my fault wolves eat cute little animals like bunnies and sheep and pigs. That's just the way we are. If cheeseburgers were cute, folks would probably think you were big and bad too. Oh my gosh, there's a lot of stuff on that sandwich. I see bunny ears. I see mice. What do you see? Would you eat that sandwich? I would not. But like I was saying, the whole big bad wolf thing is all wrong. The real story is about a sneeze, someone's nose, and a cup of sugar. This is the real story. We're going to hear the real story about what happened to those three little pigs. Way back in Once Upon a Time, I was making a birthday cake for my dear old granny. I had a terrible sneezing cold and I ran out of sugar. There he is, baking a cake. So I walked down the street to ask my neighbor for a cup of sugar. Now this neighbor was a pig, and he wasn't too bright either. He had built his whole house out of straw. Can you believe it? I mean, who in the right mind would build a house out of straw? Do you see his little house there? Skipped a page, I think. Nope. So, of course, the minute I knocked on the door, it fell right in. I didn't want to just walk into someone else's house, so I called, "Little pig? Little pig? Are you in?" No answer. I was just about to go home without the cup of sugar for my dear old granny's birthday cake. That's when my nose started to itch. I felt a sneeze coming on. Well, I huffed, and I snuffed, and I sneezed a great sneeze. Achoo! There's his sneeze. See why we cover our sneezes? Look at all those germs getting out into the air. And you know what? The whole darn straw house fell down. And right in the middle of the pile of straw was the first little pig, dead as a doornail. He had been home the whole time. It seemed like a shame just to leave a perfectly good ham dinner lying there in the straw. So I ate it up. Think of it just as a big cheeseburger laying there. So the wolf ate it after the pig was dead? I was feeling a little better, but I still didn't have my cup of sugar. So I went to the next neighbor's house. This neighbor was the first little pig's brother. He was a little smarter, but not much. He had built his house out of sticks. I rang the bell on the stick house. Nobody answered. I called, "Mr. Pig! Mr. Pig! Are you in?" He yelled back, "Go away, Woof! You can't come in. I'm shaving the hairs on my chinny chin chin." I had just grabbed the doorknob when I felt another sneeze coming on. I huffed and I snuffed and I tried to cover my mouth, but I sneezed a great sneeze. Achoo! And you're not going to believe it, but this guy's house fell down just like his brother's. When the dust cleared, there was the second little pig, dead as a doornail. Wolf's honor. He says, "I'm telling the truth." Second little pig, dead from his house of sticks falling on him. Now you know food will spoil if you just leave it out in the open, so I did the only thing there was to do. I had dinner again. Think of it as a second helping. I was getting awfully full, but my cold was feeling better. And I still didn't have that cup of sugar for my dear old granny's birthday cake. So I went to the next house. This guy was the first and second little pig's brother. He must have had the brains of the family. He built his house of bricks. I knocked on the brick house. No answer. I called. What'd he say? Little pig, let me in." And do you know what that rude little porker answered? "Get out of here, Woof, and don't bother me again." Talk about impolite. He probably had a whole sack full of sugar. And he wouldn't give me even one little cup for my dear, sweet granny's birthday cake. What a pig! I was just about to go home and maybe make a nice birthday card instead of a cake when I felt my cold coming on. I huffed, and I snuffed, and I sneezed once again. Then the third little pig yelled, "And your old granny can sit on a pin." That was not nice. Now the wolf is mad. Now I'm usually a pretty calm fella, but when somebody talks about my granny like that, I go a little crazy. When the cops drove up, of course I was trying to break down the pig's door, and the whole time I was huffing and puffing and sneezing and making a real scene. You see the cops and the reporters with their microphones taking pictures for the newspaper, the radio. The rest, as they say, is history. There's the headline of the Daily Pig newspaper. Big bad wolf. There he is, huffing and puffing. The news reporters found out about the two pigs I had for dinner. They figured a sick guy going to borrow a cup of sugar didn't sound very exciting. So they jazzed up the story with all that huff and puff, blow your house down stuff. And they made me be the big bad wolf. That's it. The real story. I was framed. That means he's saying he didn't do it. They said he did, but he didn't. But maybe you could loan me a cup of sugar. Who do you believe? Do you believe the wolf? Or do you believe the three little pigs? Sometimes it's hard to know who to believe, huh? You have to go with what your instinct, what you feel inside. I like it because it says both sides of the story. And I think it's funny to think of the three little pigs, how we've always heard it that one way. And then you can hear it from the wolf side. We weren't there, so we don't know. I hope you guys have a good day. And I will see you soon. I promise.